Today, I don't know where you went. It's one of the most exciting days to ever happen on this modern homestead in Alaska. You see the sun? Ah, so bright. The chickens are already out yelling at the world. Aaron and I grabbed coffee. And so it begins. Good morning, friends. Good morning.
Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. We are Aaron and Jessica Milnes. We are building a modern homestead outside of Wasilla, Alaska, with the help of 3 of our children. Our second son, Caleb, our daughter, Cody Ann, and the youngest of our family, Wyatt, along with our 3 dogs, Tipper and Daisy, and the newest addition, Roberto.
Oh, look, both of the little black and white ones are out this morning. Hi.
Greek mythology.
You are not. Bert, what are you doing? Buckle.
See it? See it? See where it's going together?
It's right here. The buckle's right here.
Here? Oh, I want it right here.
Ready, stop. Close enough?
You got a hook right there we can hang all this on. You have a big heavy hook?
I do. I can get one.
Yeah, I want to hang them on the back right here.
Okay, I'll go grab it. Yep. I was out here the other day and I hung all these garden tools and I have these tons and tons of hooks. We have our dip nets, all that, and then it got all of this. What's this stuff for? The roof?
That's the trim.
The trim.
That Caleb has never installed for me.
And we pick on Caleb because that's what he did for a living, was build steel roofs and buildings. So he got us the trim. It should have gone in, but then winter hit. But I got it all up off the ground on these great big hooks.
What are you doing with that drill?
I just pre-drill a little hole with it, and then I can spin that in. Oh, not that one. You're a big guy.
Easy if you had a...
I use a screwdriver on these other ones that I hung and angle it in here and spin it. Trash, thank you. Nice. You need 2? You want a second one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab you one. He is not stopping today. There you go. So I went to clean up these sawhorses and I'm not sure what to do with them. We have so many of them from building the house. And when I came out here, I noticed, so the chickens just a second ago were all laying under here, and they come in here to hide when the ravens, eagles, what happened?
Got my finger.
No, you did. The ravens and eagles and hawks fly over. And so I actually spread these out. It looks like I have trash strung out. One's over by the coop. But it gives them a place to run and hide underneath when the big birds come overhead. And they do run and hide. Huh, Bert? They're running from you right now.
Little hooks to hold these.
They've done pretty good so far.
Pretty heavy.
It was definitely up and out of the way though.
Tractor tire chains, right? Gotta have them all winter long.
You're digging holes now, huh?
But the ground's so soft. You can, here locally, these are pretty spendy. I saved a few $100 by going to, just looking on the web, and I found tirechains.com. And I saved a couple $100 even with shipping. So.
But how long did they take?
It took a while because they lost them in transit because they had a huge storm over there on the East Coast. They say. But I called a couple times and I finally got them on it, and they got them right away after that. But yeah, that's still saved me a couple $100.
Nice.
Tirechains.com is where I looked up.
Chopper, come. Good boy. This is a burn pile, and our tractor has tires that are aired up. It can get a flat from like nails or... Put the bucket down. Put the bucket down. Put the bucket down lower. There's a rock there. Huh. Anyway, we just have to dig down and not scrape this, but just like really get the pile.
No way, I'm breeding.
Where's your sandwich?
Good. It would have been really good with hot sauce.
Oh, yeah? I just got those eggs out of the coop this morning.
There's no chicks in them?
Uh-oh. One of them was still warm.
Straight out of the chicken's butt!
Straight out of the chicken's butt.
Ugh, man.
That's good breakfast right there. Remember, if you don't feed the help, they don't help.
I need a drink. Red Bull sounds good. Grab one.
It is so nice out.
Oh, it's beautiful, huh?
I can't believe how fast it turns green.
It's awesome. And it's so nice. Like in Arizona, they're already in the hundreds.
I hate that state.
My parents are already in like the 80s. I'm like, ugh, already? Like, well, this is a fat kid's paradise up here, man, because it don't get hot. Huh?
It's true.
I love it.
Oh, Bert, you're a good boy.
You're a good boy.
Okay, we just staked it off. It is 40 by 30, I think. So what that gives us right now is a little more distance right here behind me to build fencing. And then it gives Aaron a little wider path here for wintertime moving snow. And that's as much as we're gonna extend it this year. The garden can get extended beyond that in the years coming, but this is more than enough for the first real year. This is the cardboard rolls we were talking about that we have. We're gonna lay these out.
Honestly, prep work is the key to any good job or the end product. And it is honestly the hardest, longest, most frustrating part is to get it prepared before you actually start doing it, because we all want to jump and get right into the project at hand. But I'm grateful Aaron took his time. Getting started on anything like this is always the hardest part. We do eventually figure it out and it goes smoothly from there. The first area we're working in, there is a massive rock under the ground, a boulder to be exact, and our tractor could not get it out. So we had to bury over it, and then we had to put enough soil over the top of it in order to not have it catching the cardboard and so on. And then moving forward in the gardening, you'll see we actually figured out how to keep the cardboard underneath all of it and move forward.
It started to rain, so we went in for a minute. We have the whole first layer of soil in, which is great. And now Aaron is going to put the rest of this. Now that it's all held down, he can use the tractor. That took forever unprepared anyway for the amount of physical labor that it was. So now we're here. More. Come here, Bert. That's him dragging. Come here, sit. Good boy.
Honestly, when using a tractor or piece of machinery, it does cause a little more physical labor, however, a lot less physical labor than laying all of the soil by hand. I do, every single time we drive on it, have to break up the soil where the tractor tires have gone. And then on this day, the weather was so changing. It went from cold to windy to cold to windy to raining, and then super, super hot where you're in a t-shirt. So I went through, I think, a year's worth of wardrobe on this one project. Caleb is on nights, and so he did get up and helped me get the compost, which is the third layer in this garden.
I'm in complete shock. That's it for tonight. This is beautiful. It is unbelievable. There are still some huge frozen chunks. And that's kind of the, what looks like rocks. It's not, it's frozen chunks of compost. We're gonna eat dinner. We're gonna go in for the night. Tomorrow, we get the fence. They are almost done. Look, my dirt hill is gone. All the cleanup, the logs are over here for Aaron to split, turn into firewood. Isn't that crazy?
I'll show it to you in a minute, but what's happening is that big dirt hill is mostly still snow. Even the compost is still partly frozen, although you see everything blooming. It's a very, very confusing this time of year what is going on, and it is being gently sloped into the forest where natural vegetation will take back the land that it had already owned, and everything is kind of running away from the house and away from the shop. We're not. He's just screwing it up, but he found giant rocks. Your tractor wasn't going to pick those up. Okay, so this is 30 by 40, and then what we're taking is about 8 feet this direction. And I mapped it all out last night because it's a little bit different plan than our original garden. And then Aaron's coming through right now. He's gonna flatten this out for me. We're not concerned with any of it. I can throw some wood shavings or something down to walk on. But down this strip here is where the tomatoes and peppers are gonna go. And because they go in 1 and 5 gallon buckets or grow bags or anything like that, then it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be this topsoil and compost, because the topsoil and the compost will actually be in the grow bags. So for this year, this is getting just flattened out right now, and then we're gonna put the fence in. We had to have the guys you saw pull these stumps, and these stumps were actually left here from the previous septic, all that ordeal. So that big machinery did more work in 5 minutes than I could have accomplished in an entire summer. And so just to tell you, like, in my mind, it's like, it is so crazy. It is so crazy how big some of these jobs actually are. But getting the help, getting it done,
and being able to move forward. I cannot tell you, it has been amazing being able to have that extra help and have someone do it for me. Even Aaron's tractor wouldn't pull those stumps out, so. Already having that machine over here to clean up. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Honest to God, I am so grateful for all of it. So let's finish this up so we can get the fence, start planting the garden this week.
I'm just gonna say it because, not because he's my husband, but because I worked in construction with him, with a bunch of engineers. All of the work he does at work is engineered stuff from structural engineers and so on. Aaron is literally so smart. Like, I honestly would have just measured off 40 foot and 40 foot, and he literally takes the time to completely square up the garden. And it's bizarre how difficult something like this actually is, and I would have never understood. It was 2 foot out of square, and where do you move the posts and so on. But I am so grateful that he is here to kind of direct those things. At the end of the day, they end up more beautiful. It is always a family affair around here. This actually, putting in this fence was a bigger job than it was in my head, but that often happens around here. I don't know if this is temporary fencing. We have a more permanent fence. We would like to build something really, really beautiful. However, the beautiful fence we want to build, the chickens and the dogs could get through, so it's probably going to end up needing to be a combination between what we have and what we want in order to protect the garden. This is not moose height fence. It is, however, going to keep the dogs and the chickens out, and hopefully we can keep the moose away from it. Again, we have future plans for that as well. This fencing alone ended up doing Caleb accidentally bought 2 additional 8-foot chunks when he went to pick it up. So we actually fenced in a 40 by 40 section, and I will show you that in just a second. But none of this is cheap. You know, at the end of the day, you do what you can do and get in what you can get in and move forward from there. However, it is holding up and working to keep the dogs and chickens out.
Honestly, not bad for a weekend of work. We're exhausted. Aaron is grilling up the chilies that I made in the last video. We got side dishes. Look at how much snow is melting out of this. It is soupy. Still so much snow. But the giant hump of dirt is now just graded into the forest. There's still a little cleanup. You have to stop when it is burying the machine. And then in the fall, they will come back again once we have dealt with a couple of things. And then all of this will end up just being so beautiful. This is still all this steel and these headers. All of that was left here by the previous owner, but we can use this steel for something. And then we need to deal with that wood pile, the pallets, someday that light pole you see will get put in. But here's the walkway. So this is intended to be, again, for those of you that don't know, the greenhouse area. All of the trees were moved here so that Aaron can now kind of start processing them. We'll drag them that way and load the woodshed with them. This brush pile needs to be chipped. So we need all of those wood chips. That brush pile gets wood chipped, and then that composty brush dirt pile will just kind of get spread out as well. Let's take a look at how much work we did in the 40 by 40 square foot garden. I know I mentioned it, but the help in this chunk here with that big machine would have been a summer's worth of work that our tractor couldn't do. And now the goal is this entire strip will get a trellis for the tomatoes and the peppers and the tomatillos. And then this is the actual growing garden space. When we were putting it in, it's not perfect. It wasn't perfectly square. It is now. We racked it, and not necessarily racked it, but we squared it up. And so you see a little mistake here, but that's okay. We still have so much compost. Aaron's bringing me home another load of soil. And what we're gonna be able to do this week is finish filling this in, because he can just lift loads of it over into the garden. To understand the square footage, this total space is 1,600 square foot. Mine and Aaron's first home was 1,500 square foot, and that was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So this is larger than a lot of houses. In fact, it's larger than where Caleb is going to be living. So our garden space is truly, truly massive, but it's gonna work incredibly well. So for one weekend, it's been fun. It's been a ton. The family's sitting around the fire grilling, so that's where I'm gonna go. Thank you, those of you that have joined us. You're a huge blessing. God bless each and every one of you. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you get notifications, thumbs up, and comments. All help our channel to grow. Tell me in the comment section, what did you get done this weekend? And what are you hoping to do over the holiday weekend coming up? We'll be planting out the garden. So that's our plans. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.